A little late. We were live, but we were a little late.
It's my fault. But I hope everyone will think it's for a good reason. Because people kept tagging us and sending us an application last night. Something went live yesterday. Wheel of Fortune is going to have a Star Wars week. And I am going to apply. And part of that application is creating and submitting a video. So I had to shoot the video today so that I can edit it tomorrow. I'm going above and beyond on my video application, I'm sure, but hopefully that'll get me onto Wheel of Fortune of all things.
Which, we were talking about this earlier, like, we didn't really watch Wheel of Fortune much growing up. Like, I remember it being on, and I kind of, like, would halfway pay attention to it. I was more of a Jeopardy girl myself. But, you know, what a fun opportunity if they choose you.
I had to look up the rules today.
The rules of Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, I mean, like, I vaguely knew them, but I was learning about how the game works.
Yeah. Jane, he is actually going to apply.
I'm going to apply.
Shot a video for it today. But anywho, we made it. Cheers.
So I'll just say thank you to everyone who tagged us. Thank you to Rain Man who sent it to me first. I would not have known about it otherwise without all the Twitter tagging.
Yep.
And even then I was like, I don't know. I'm probably going to make a fool of myself if I get chosen.
A fool.
I'll be an absolute fool on Wheel of Fortune. I don't know how to spell. I saw a video like a week ago and I think it's actually a pretty old video, but someone who was on Wheel of Fortune solved the whole puzzle, and the answer was something about Achilles' heel, and then he pronounced it Achilles, and they didn't give him the answer, and I was like, how strict are we going to be on Star Wars pronunciations here?
That is just straight up tragic.
That is heartbreaking.
But also, who pronounces it Achilles? Maybe that's a thing somewhere. I don't know.
Either way, no matter what, I'm excited to watch. I will watch that week. That sounds fun.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Let's see who all is in here. We got Jeannie from Tahini. We've got Gio Flores, Andy Fing. Why did I say it like that? Andy Fing. Jane Dalton, Lightspeed Bear, Jedi Mike. These are all of our Biggs Mega fans, because I can see them. The names are bright green in the chat, so I can see them clearly. Because, you know, I'm losing my eyesight every day I get older. No worries. Queers Land Australia. If you have your message, I can add it to the document for your super chat since you are our first super chat of the night. Yay! Trivia. What's the name of Rihanna Saren's droid? Who is that?
I don't know.
Rihanna?
Now I never know if chat's messing with us. They talked about that Twitch streamer the other day, and we were all like, "What Star Wars character is that?" I have no idea. You didn't even have to add the droid part. You just had to be like, who is Rihanna Saren? Let me see it spelled.
Where did it go? Rianna. Saren.
Umbrella.
Nice. Wait, Lethal Alliance main character. What's Lethal Alliance?
It's a Legends book. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
I think that's a Mara Jade book.
Oh.
I think that's Mara Jade before, like, the Thrawn trilogy, when she was still part of the Empire.
DS and PSP right. Game. It's a game.
Oh.
I didn't have a DS or a PSP.
Same. So that's definitely something
I remember
what am I thinking of?
I was working for Wolf Camera when the PSP came out, and for whatever reason we were selling them we were a camera shop, but they were like, here, sell these. And so I never understood the PSP.
I mean, I get it. I just never had a Sony handheld. I've only ever had a Nintendo handheld.
Queersland Australia says, worked with Kyle Katarn. Interesting.
Okay.
Well, we don't know the answer. So, sorry about that. Sorry to let you down.
I think the goal is to stump us, though, so
Well, that's
probably
true.
happy. Well done.
Rogue One replaced her lore. She stole the Death Star plans.
Oh, she was one of many. That's the Death Star plans got stolen like 9 times in Legends.
Right. Quickly, I saw Jedi Mike ask, say that they're building the Lego succulents, and have we built the Lego flowers or succulents? I just built the Lego orchid, and I should bring it up here so I can show it, but it's downstairs right now. But the succulents do look really cute.
Yeah. The orchid's downstairs, looking nice, looking like some fun decor.
Yeah.
If you just kind of breeze past it, it looks real.
Yeah.
Like
it kind of does.
the Nintendo. People always think that's real at first.
Johnny C. Books and Comics has the next super chat. I need both you and Ken on Star Wars Wheel of Fortune. Laughing emoji.
That would be the best if they actually just if a bunch of podcasters and stuff applied, and then it was just a whole episode of three people. I would have so much fun with Ken.
Yeah, that would be incredible. I don't know. I was like, maybe I should put in a video and put my foot in the barrel. Like, what's that called?
Foot in the barrel?
Put my shoe in the mix. What's
Foot in the door?
Foot in the door?
Hat in the ring?
Hat in the
What
ring.
are you trying to say? Put my foot in the barrel. Yeah. Outside I'm hooting, inside I'm hollering.
Look, I should have worn that shirt, and I realize my mistake now. But anyways,
Mollie got a new shirt today. She was so proud. She came in, and I thought it was going to be Grogu.
Nope.
She was like,
This
this is
another-
my new favorite shirt.
another little green baby.
And she opened it up, and it was Kermit the Frog with a cowboy hat on it. It said, outside I'm hooting, and inside I'm hollering. And
Hootin'
she
and
just started
hollering.
cracking up.
I saw it on Instagram, and I was like, I don't care how much this costs. I'm buying it. It was so funny.
You need to wear that Sunday and show Matt.
Oh yeah, definitely. Someone please get her a phrase book. Yes, please help me. I'm dumb.
Help me, I only know Star Wars.
But no, I thought about making a video to submit also, but
still think you should.
I don't take any joy in making a fool of myself, which is why I wasn't great at improv, because I would like stutter and like lose my train of thought and just get flustered. So I don't know. I want you to be the one to go if they pick one of us.
You're gonna double our chances if you put them in, though. If you put your foot in the barrel, then there's 2 chances for us to, like, literally all I want is to spin and get the trip to the Galactic Star Cruiser is apparently one of the prizes. And if I get that, I'll be like, don't even care what happens the rest of the day.
Yeah. No, I want that trip. I want to go. The more I see other people go, and we know people who have gone several times, and like the more I see it, the more I'm like, yeah, I do want to go at some point.
One day.
But like, maybe when they lower the price a bit, because come on. You'd think all the money we make for Star Wars, talking about it on the internet, they would give us a little foot in the door. Nope.
Foot in the barrel is...
Foot in the barrel.
I'm not going to let that go. You can't even get your own phrase right.
Jedi Mike said hashtag foot in the barrel. That's our next shirt. Ooh, Jane Delton has the next super chat. First of all, prep time. Spell Thrawn's full name.
No, Jane.
We need a whiteboard.
MIT apostrophe TH?
No.
Nope. M-I-T-T
Uh-huh.
apostrophe
No.
M-I-T-T-H apostrophe
Yes.
myth R-A-W
Yes.
N-U.
Did you mean for an apostrophe to be
Yeah,
in
sure
there?
did.
I should have held my tongue. So, okay.
You can just say yes or no when I get something wrong. We'll figure it out. M-I-T-T-H apostrophe R-A-W apostrophe N-U-O-U D-O. I'm
Close.
You were supposed to say no if I messed up.
Oh, sorry. No, the last bit is N-U-R-U-O-D-O.
I missed like an R and everything. That was a trivia question at Dragon Con like 3 years ago.
That kooky Timothy Zahn and his spellings.
What, like, fair play to him. After missing that trivia question at Dragon Con, I interviewed him the next day and I was like, spell this. And he did it. And he laughed and thought it was hilarious.
I mean, imagine how many times he's typed
Yeah,
that out.
I know. He knows. But I was just like, prove to me. Prove to me you don't just copy and paste this all the time.
Swear to me. Yeah. Oh man, a Star Wars spelling bee would be rough. That would be so hard. I'm already bad at spelling regular words, let alone Star Wars words. Alex Ward has the next super chat here. Thanks, Alex. Hi, I've been a Yaddle fan since 1999. She has to be the Jedi who snubbed after Axel, his dad, died. And that's why she's going to be so important in Cataclysm. Axel referred to the Jedi as a she.
I'm trying to remember exactly what happened in not Cataclysm. I can't even remember. Oh, man, I'm going to do terrible on Wheel of Fortune. I can't remember anything right now.
These are deep
Convergence.
cuts.
Convergence.
Oh, okay.
Is the book I'm trying to think of. We learned that Axel Greylark, his father, died, and I think it was kind of like when Trace and Rafa, man.
Oof. We've been in it today.
Trace and Rafa, their parents died, and then Luminara and Dooley was basically just like, it's the will of the Force. I think something similar happened with him, and so he doesn't like the Jedi. At least at the start of the book.
Mm-hmm. I have not read that one, unfortunately. But hey, I'm a big fan of Yaddle as well, so you don't have to know anything really about Yaddle to be her biggest fan. It helps, but
just say I'm sorry for what happened to Yaddle in Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah, but she got to go out like a boss, though.
Oh yeah, great scene.
Rhythm DCO, thanks for the next super chat. In Andor Season 2, do y'all think we'll see Cassian either get recruited to or operate as Fulcrum? The Rogue One visual guide says he used the code name. I think it's a possibility. I don't think there's any reason why they couldn't.
I think he will. That seems like the kind of thing that Tony Gilroy will even say, I want Cassian to have a code name, and they'll be like, we have this for you. Mm-hmm. Here's your choice. And he'll be like, great.
Yeah.
Like that seems like the kind of Star Wars Mad Libs thing that he would do. So
it could be just a really subtle little thing that gets dropped maybe over a radio or something like that.
Well, they even kind of built to that a little bit with Axis being Luthen's Imperial code name.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just kind of similar.
Code names are just cool.
Even though Cassian was not the first person to use that name, but he can share in the legacy.
Yeah, I like that it's a reused kind of legacy.
So far, it's Saw, Ahsoka, him, and Callus have all used that code name.
Mm-hmm. I would really enjoy the inclusion of that codename in the live action show.
So I think it'll happen. If they are gonna name drop Fest, I feel like they'll find a way to get Fulcrum in there.
Yeah. Jedi Mike says, nah, Fulcrum won't even be Hot Callus. Only Ahsoka from now on. Hot Callus, though.
Hot Callus, I miss him.
I miss him so much and his hot hair. He's living his best life with
Zeb. Yeah, Zeb is hogging Callus.
Miguel Sotelo has the next one here. If you could turn any past or current Star Wars story into a game, what would it be? I would like a game adaptation of the first season of Mando. I mean, yeah, just give me a game where I can play as Grogu or take care of Grogu or something.
Not to mention Mando is basically a video game with fetch quests and stuff. So is the Bad Batch, as you've pointed out. That Sid is just the NPC handing out quests.
Mm-hmm.
I would love a Dr. Aphra game. I think that would be really fun. Non-force sensitive, just have a bunch of gadgets. You have her electro tattoos that can help hack into things.
Ooh,
like
yeah.
just going in and being a thief, which would be very Uncharted, which I guess Fallen Order has already kind of filled that gap, but still, I'll take more.
I'm trying to think of what style of video game I would want for Grogu to be the star of. Because I don't play a lot of video games,
right.
So
probably just like what about like a cozy Tamagotchi style game where you just feed him and pet him and
well, I would want more than a Tamagotchi. Maybe like Animal Crossing, and he's like a permanent resident that you have to kind of take care of. Or he's like a little sidekick to your adventures.
Is that how this works?
Oh, Nisa says Mario Kart
Oh yeah, Riot Racing.
because of the Bad Batch episode. That makes a lot of sense too.
I would love that, yeah.
Grogu.
They've tried to do a Star Wars kart racer before, to not great success, but Riot Racing feels like a way to do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential there. Andy says Grogu visual novel / dating sim. He can't date. He's a baby.
He's 50.
Queersland Australia has another super chat. Let me scroll up to find the message. Easier trivia. Dutch Vander's droid name. That's easier. I mean, I know Dutch Vander. I know that name.
But I have no idea.
Oof.
R3G6.
R3G6.
Let's see how many letters or numbers I got right. I probably just got the R right.
I'm gonna say G2Y4.
Whoa, you're gonna jump in with a G?
Oh,
You mad lad.
a mad lad.
Mad lass. I don't know if that's a thing people say. The kids, I've been called a mad lad before by our younger friends, so I know it's something the kids say.
Oh, I was gonna guess an R2, but I decided to change it. It's R2BHD.
BHD?
Bud.
They went straight to
Bud. R2 Bud.
They went straight to 3 digits in A New Hope. I knew that like the droids were all R something, because they were just matching R2D2. But I'm shocked that they went straight to like an R4P17 style name.
Yeah, I mean, they probably didn't name that droid until much later.
Probably.
Oh, they said I think he was named in Rogue One.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Biggest mad lad in Star Wars, says Matthew Lang.
Is that a question?
I think so, yeah.
Um,
I don't know the...
Probably Anakin.
Oh, yeah.
Anakin's a mad lad for sure.
I don't really know the qualifications for a mad lad.
Anakin or Han Solo. It's like... The context I've always heard it in is like, oh my gosh, he did it, the mad lad. Like, you pulled it off. Mm. So... In my
son
head,
of a gun.
Han Solo, Anakin Skywalker, they're the ultimate mad lads. Anakin probably did more just crazy stuff that shouldn't have worked, but he had the Force. Han Solo just rolls the dice constantly.
What's up, Brian Ward? Also, Brian says, my shirt is great. Thank you. It's Queen Amidala's record label there.
Did you see Star Wars Thrifting's find the other day? It was like an episode 1 shirt with Mace Windu and Yoda, Puppet Yoda, and Mace Windu is like just smiling away.
Really?
And I'm like, that looks so weird. I've never seen Mace Windu smile like that. Like, it was probably just a publicity photo of Samuel L. Jackson. Like,
he was just like,
yeah, he's just like, I'm in Star Wars, yeah.
I did it.
But then they slapped that on a shirt.
What did I see? Oh, Maddie Gunner has the real Mad Lad, and that's Geode.
Sure. Yeah. Well, no one can match Geode.
Or Jar Jar. I like Jar Jar.
Jar Jar's a good one, too.
This one, too. Those are all good ones. Let's see. Gorlax has the next super chat. I want to test your Legends knowledge yet again.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I'll try.
What happened to CT-1707? If you get this immediately, I'm going to feel silly.
Let's see. Trying to think if I can match that number to a specific clone trooper.
CT-1707. Is he the one that got frozen in time and space?
That's a canon thing anyway.
Sure. I don't know any Legends trivia.
I'm trying to think of like Delta Squad's all RC numbers. I have no idea. Even if you gave me the name, I'd still doubt I would get it. But unless it's like, maybe that's Fordo's number. No, he was an ARC trooper. I'm
gonna have to scroll up to see if they put the answer in the chat because I don't see it.
Well, they're probably waiting for me to say something.
Yeah. I didn't think that's a clone, right?
Yeah.
I didn't think there was a lot of like Legends clone material.
Yeah. Karen Travis wrote quite a few books.
It says, if it helps, his name was Abel.
Okay.
Is this a Bible thing?
Yeah, well, now I'm going to just take a stab in the dark.
The wheels are turning.
Yeah, I'm going to say that one of his clone brothers killed him. I'm going to say he was killed by another clone. Is it ABEL or ABLE?
ABLE.
Oh, well, that's different.
But it's Star Wars. They're always flipping letters around.
My real answer is I do not know. I really need to do my read back through Legends like I started doing back in 2018. I need to pick that back up because the longer and longer I go without reading those books, unless it was a book that I read a billion times, my knowledge is fading.
Yeah. I don't think we have a solid answer unless he's correct with what happened to him. So let us know in the chat.
If I'm right, which is always. I'll be channeling my fee today.
Until we get the answer for that one, I'm going to move on to Major's super chat. Now that we're in the second season of The Bad Batch and we have Tales of the Jedi, we need an updated animated show ranking. You guys will always be my go-to for Star Wars. Have been following for years now. Thank you. That's awesome. So, out of all the animated shows, let's see, we got Clone Wars, we got Rebels, Bad Batch, Resistance,
Tales of the Jedi.
Tales of the Jedi.
Could throw Visions in there.
Sure.
Let's go canon for now.
Okay.
Or what did they say? Did they mention Visions?
No. Just said second season of Bad Batch, Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Animated show rankings. I think Rebels is still my top one.
I think I would agree. But that's partially... I do wonder if just Rebels was my introduction to Star Wars animation. I've talked about that before, that I just didn't think I would like Star Wars cartoons, and even thought that Star Wars Rebels looked like way too childish and I'll never like it. And I thought basically the same thing about the Clone Wars when it first came out, but then I started watching them for the channel and I was like, I've never been so wrong. So Rebels was my intro. We watched season 1 of that and then all of the Clone Wars. But I still think Rebels kind of... I prefer the straightforward, we're following this group of people and it's not told out of order, and it just goes straight through. I kind of like that over the way Clone Wars bounces all over the place.
Yeah.
But I do think Clone Wars has more moments that are like, oh damn, really good.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like I think Rebels is more consistent all the way through, and then the Clone Wars will have like really great episodes and then some arcs where you're like, okay, let's just binge watch this and get through it.
I think Bad Batch is really growing on me, and I might rank them differently once this season is over, but I guess my rank would be Rebels. You know what? I might rank Bad Batch over Clone Wars. Just because I didn't grow up watching Clone Wars.
Yeah.
It was hard for me to really get into Clone Wars because I started it so late. And yeah, there are certain arcs that are great, but as a whole, I don't know if it sings to me like the Bad Batch does.
Well, I do think that the Bad Batch has the best first season of any of the animated series. I think it just knows what it is, or maybe I should say the best for an adult to watch. Like, it's a continuation of the Clone Wars, so it appeals to people who grew up with the Clone Wars and are about our age at this point, or at least in our peer group. So
Absolutely preposterous, unacceptable. Well, look, who has a YouTube channel about Star Wars? Someone out there will agree with me. Probably not today,
make
but
your own channel, make your own ranking.
maybe at some point someone will agree.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but somewhere out there.
I don't think the chat's roasting me. The chat's disagreeing with me. That's fine. That's okay. You can do that.
Every time this comes up and we're like, we prefer
I hate
Rebels.
ranking stuff,
I know.
though.
Like, that's really the thing, is just, I like it all.
Nisa agrees with me. There it is. All I need is one person.
I know it's such a cop-out, but it's like, can I just like Star Wars in general? Like, I don't want to make it compete.
Yeah.
But I get although I should say, we've only seen Rebels once. We've seen the Clone Wars more often. We've rewatched stuff from the Clone Wars more.
That's true.
I'll point that out.
We're almost done with our Clone Wars rewatch, and then we're going to start Rebels back up, so... Yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot of it just comes down to when you're introduced to stuff. I mean, come on. Like, go back to season 1 of the Clone Wars. Please tell me how some of those episodes are superior to Star Wars Rebels. And Star Wars Rebels also has some
real goofy stuff.
Real goofy episodes. Like, I love all the series for their highs and not their lows.
Yeah. Either way, I guess I rank Resistance last, only because that one is the one that is most geared towards a much, much younger audience.
Yes.
But I did like the Colossus. I liked a lot of different aspects about that show, and I liked that it was set in the sequel trilogy. So
It was definitely too goofy for my taste at times, but it felt like early episodes of the Clone Wars too, where we were like, well, let's follow Jar Jar for an arc, and like they're goofy episodes. Not saying that they're bad even, but
yeah. Real quick, we have the answer for the clone question. Abel was a clone that survived into the rebellion and eventually became a mindless Ragul?
Ragul.
Ragul?
Oh man.
What is that?
They're from KOTOR.
Oh.
It's like a disease that turns you into this crazy beast.
He got turned by touching some Sith artifact, I think.
Aw.
Interesting.
Abel, you survived the Clone Wars and then did that? Get it together.
Get it together, Abel. I hope that ranking was good enough for you, because we just kind of like went all over the place with that. But yeah, we're not really the people to ask about ranking
I think
things,
I'll
because
go.
we'll just dance around the subject.
No, I think I'll go Rebels, Clone Wars, Bad Batch, Resistance, Tales of the Jedi. See, that one's tough because I love half of it, and half of it's okay to me. So I'll put that below Bad Batch.
Andy said, so he was able to survive the Clone Wars.
And then he just goes out like that. Like a 4,000-year-old disease kills you, Abel, after you survive the Clone Wars. That's upsetting.
All right. Moving on here. Thank you guys for sending in your super chats.
I'm still upset. There was a vaccine and everything. He still died.
We're getting a lot of good questions here, and we're getting a lot of good trivia. Jane has another super chat, spelled Droidica and Kashyyyk. So these are a little easier.
Okay. Kashyyyk, Kashyyyk. I can't read that.
Yes.
Droidica, Droide. IKA? No I?
No I.
I overthought it.
Yeah.
My instinct was to go no I, and I was like, Jane's probably trying to trick me.
Droideka.
I threw in the extra I, and I knew I shouldn't.
They are no match for droidicas. I always thought, saying that line out loud made me remember, as a kid, I thought that line was no match for droid decals.
I thought it was droid cars.
And I was like, what are droid decals? Because he has that weird pause, droid decals, like how he says it. I don't know. I don't actually remember how old I was when I realized that it was all just one word. Probably later than I should have.
It took me for as long as it took to get a hold of the visual guide or whatever they put out back then. And then I was like, that's what that is. Neat. Can't wait to tell everyone at school.
Heartman sent a super chat in. Thank you. Can I suggest a video? Go for it. We used to take suggestions in the chat way back when we were Star Wars Minute and we didn't have a lot of ideas for videos. But yeah,
I still take suggestions from comments and stuff if I see good ones.
If it sparks us just right and we feel like it'll be an interesting enough video. But yeah, put it in the chat. I'll run it by the big guy. That makes it sound like
What
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Darth Nicholas has the next super chat. Very generous super chat. Thank you, Darth Nicholas. If you could canonize any character from Legends, who would it be? For me, it would be Zane Carrick from the KOTOR comics. A Tales of the Jedi story centering on his life after the events of the comics would also be interesting.
I we'll go with Gavin Darklighter. I think that's my usual answer for this. In the absence of Biggs, I think, even before I made this obsession about Biggs, I still loved Gavin in the X-Wing books as he's kind of especially if you were a young reader like I was reading those books, he's the youngest member of the team. He has something to prove. He wants to live up to his cousin's reputation, who Wedge knew very well. So I just really liked his story from the start. And now that I am a Biggs obsessive, I'm like, Gavin is the next closest thing. So bring in Gavin Darklighter.
Yeah. I like that. Well, because I don't know a ton about Legends, I have a limited amount of things to say, but and this is something that got brought up on the other YouTube channel that I'm on called A Certain Point of View. We do our main shows every Monday, and this past Monday we got to talking about ranking Jedi.
So you're just sick of rankings right now.
Yeah, we were ranking Jedi based off of another ranking of Jedi that we saw Screen Rant do. Anyways, towards the end of that video, one of my other co-hosts, Brian, had the genius idea of if Mara Jade were to come back into canon, make it Mara Jade comes in. She's been frozen somewhere, somehow, and she comes in for whatever story we get post episode 9, and she meets Rey, and they have a little thing. She got a little love interest, and her name's Mara Jade. And the villain, this was my idea, the villain is Luke, so clone Luke, and he's the villain because he's jealous.
I liked Jane's idea of just having Mara Jade be part of the Sith Eternal that we haven't met yet. I think that actually
That doesn't
could work.
have as much drama.
Not yet. I mean, it's the same. She doesn't have to be in stasis or whatever.
Yeah, I suppose.
You're all about the drama.
I'm all about the drama. Look, if I just am being asked for my wild theories, why not? But this was Brian's idea, and I am totally on board with that. So go check out A Certain Point of View. Which tonight we're doing, if you're part of our Patreon over on Certain Point of View, we're doing bar trivia tonight. And Andy, I have big expectations for Andy because normally he's like me and doesn't study for any trivia, but he watched all 3 of the Pitch Perfect movies, and I'm excited to see how well he does because we're covering trivia on all of the Pitch Perfect movies, so that should be fun. I know the first movie fairly well, but I don't like the other 2 very much. The third one is garbage, but I haven't watched them in a long time.
Pieces on the second page.
All right,
as usual.
Heartman sent in their video idea somewhere. Let me scroll up to find it. Oh, about Star Wars parallels to real history. Maybe history buffs can help you, since I saw you follow him.
Oh, yeah.
So
I like that channel a lot.
Parallels, Star Wars, real history. Yeah, I mean, once you start getting into real history, that's when it starts to be a real bummer sometimes.
I mean,
But it's also, I think, worthwhile.
It's definitely something George Lucas was interested in, so.
Oh, yeah. So much of what George Lucas wrote about for Star Wars was heavily based on real events in history.
And his modern day politics.
I think that's definitely come up several times organically in other videos, but I don't know that we have any dedicated videos for that.
Dedicated? No, I don't think so.
Okay, so we did that. We did the legends, characters.
Okay, that's right. All right, fix that.
Jamie Dorr has the next super chat. Thanks, Jamie. Hey, you two. I just got done with the Star Destroyer's superstructure area where the conference room is taking place, and I still have more to do. Wait, is that in
That Star Destroyer?
that? Is there a conference room area in there that
I
you
don't think
build?
so. But that's just kind of where all the high command stuff happens. That's where the bridge is and the shield generators and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know, if you're still in chat, maybe let us know what you're building.
Well, I think they might just be saying that they built the superstructure. Not necessarily that there is a conference room in it.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, that was a beast to build. I don't
Unless
think
it's a different set.
I don't think I built that one with you. Or, like, I don't think we were doing this.
No, we didn't live stream that. I just sat down and built it over the course of a few days.
Which, like, that would be a great time to, like, listen to an audiobook or catch up on podcasts.
That's probably what I did.
Yeah. Queersland Australia sent another one in. Let me go up and find it. Do-do-do. List all of D Squad.
Oh, D Squad? My god, I don't know all the droid names. R2D2, R2 QT. I don't think it's R2KT. I think it's R2QT.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember the pit droid's name. That one I feel like I should know. Oh, what is it? It's not like Gizmo or it's not that. That's gonna bug me because I should know that, but I don't know the other astromechs.
D Squad Clone Wars.
I'm sure people are in the chat naming them away.
Do they have them all named in here? Sorry, I'm looking it up on Wikipedia. R2D2, QTKT.
Oh, dang it.
That's the one I was thinking of, the pink one.
Yeah, I thought it was R2QT.
No. QTKT, U9C4, M5BZ. One dumb series pit droid designated WAC
Whack.
47 whack.
That's it.
Okay, yeah, I saw Andy say whack in the chat, and I was like, what is that? Yeah, our QTKT, that's the one that was based off of the little girl, I think her name was Katie, who had cancer. Sorry for all the droid trivia. No, it's good. We need to brush up on this stuff.
I can't remember. Like, I think R2KT is something different. I thought the Ayla Secura's droid. Don't look it up. It doesn't matter. I thought that there were 2 pink droids, and one was Ayla Secura's. But I might be wrong.
Look at the hiccups. Gorlax did send in another super chat. Abel was stranded on a planet during the Clone Wars and stayed there for 20 years.
Oh, God.
Before the Civil War. got to his planet, he tried to join the Imperials as he thought they were clones in new armor. No. But eventually he joined the Rebels when he met Luke, believing he was a Jedi general. Wow.
Poor guy.
That's one hell of a journey.
That's just tragic. And then he went and got himself turned into a raccoon.
But thank you for giving us that detailed background on him. Now we know. What was it CT 1707?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Scotty? Happy Friday Eve. Scotty's been also doing Fallen Order live streams.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's doing it right now. You are.
Battlefront updates.
Battlefront updates are.
Sammy Boy.
Did you see that Battlefront updates thumbnails are like a complete ripoff of ours? Drama.
It's like the everyone. He doesn't have a Biggs droid in his.
It's true, but it's like the same picture. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Someone tweeted us that, and I wanted to start some fake drama.
Yeah. But Elliot is a good friend of ours. There is no drama. That's what I'm like. I never want someone to think fake beef is real beef.
No.
Unless it's with Mark from the Templin Institute.
If I were to do that, I would do hashtag fake beef.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But I think that would be funny. Another one from Jane. Jane's putting us through the ringer here. Spell Joe-clad Danva, Luminara Unduli, Ayla Sakura. I like this new game.
Yeah. JOCLAD DANVA.
Yes. Ding 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 ding.
AAYLA SECURA.
Ding 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 ding.
What was the last one?
Luminara Unduli.
Who's that? Sorry, Jane. LUMINARA. Minara. UNDULI.
Yeah. You got all those. Yay.
I
She said, don't be rude.
I can spell Star Wars pretty well, all things considered.
I had a hair in my mouth for like this whole stream. I just got it. Pleh. No, there's more. Pfft. This is what happens when you have pets. There's just hair floating around in the air all the time.
I forgot again to put our sheets in the wash. Hilo.
We have time.
I know, but Hilo went out yesterday, got muddy, and I didn't realize it, and then jumped into our bed and got mud all over my side because he was sleeping on my pillow. And then I was just getting in bed yesterday and was like, I'm sleeping in dirt.
I'm sleeping in dirt.
Thanks, Hilo.
Let's see. Next up, we've got a super chat from Kitty. You recently said you finished Battle Scars. Are you going to give me spoilers? Maybe, please? I'm dying waiting for the book. No spoilers.
Nope, I'm sorry.
No spoilers.
Not gonna drop spoilers for also, I can't. It's under embargo until the 22nd of February.
Yeah.
So, and even then, like, I've already written my review and recorded it, but I'm not going to. It will be a spoiler-free review.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to look at it yet, and I typically will wait for like the audiobooks to come out, which sometimes we'll get those early. It just depends. So if we get the audiobook for that one, I might listen to it, but I also might just read it because it sounds good and it sounds short-ish.
Pretty fast read.
Not super short, but like
It's not Shadow of the Sith.
Yeah. I'm
Which
a short
you finish
book
that.
kind of
If you
girl.
can finish Shadow of the Sith.
Sure. But yeah, just you can give us a non-spoiler thought.
I can't.
Oh.
It's under embargo.
Oh. Well, just
I just said it's under embargo, and then Molly kept talking about it.
That doesn't mean anything. Like, you can say you liked it or disliked it, can't you?
It's under embargo.
Okay.
I liked it.
I don't think that. I don't think that's breaking embargo.
You can there's no clear rules on that, but I can say that I liked it. I just can't get into details.
Non-spoiler thought at midnight on the day the embargo lifts. Probably not at midnight, but like, when do our videos come out? 12 o'clock, noon.
It
Eastern
successfully
time.
Continued to hype me up for Survivor.
Yeah, just from what little you told me, I'm excited. I'm excited. Jeremy Skywalker, thanks for the next super chat. First time, long time. Appreciate you guys. Just wanted to say... What?
I said thanks, Jeremy.
Just wanted to say Padme doesn't get enough love for being a Skywalker.
Got your Padme shirt on and everything.
I mean, Padme should just get love for being Padme. The Skywalker name has nothing to do with it.
It's true, she had to keep everything a secret, so she didn't...
Yeah, she never really got to say,
name.
"Hi, I'm Padme Skywalker. Nice to meet you."
Or, I mean, she may have not wanted to. She's like, I'm going to stick with Amidala.
Yeah.
But she is still part of the family. And
yes.
And I do agree that people, when they talk about the Skywalker family, I think sometimes will omit Padme and Shmi.
Yeah. Where did I get this awesome shirt? I think I got this on Etsy. That sounds right. I got this and like another Obi-Wan shirt for Celebration last year.
The very 90s, early 2000s prequel. Mm-hmm. Looks kind of like Nirvana art.
It does. It does look like an album cover, which is why I liked it. Landon1195, thanks for the next super chat. Do you think the New Republic and New Jedi Order should have not gotten destroyed in the sequel trilogy?
Yes.
So you think they should not have been?
They should not have been destroyed. Correct.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it sucks that we're getting these little glimpses of the New Republic in Mando, just to know that they're gonna all get destroyed. But then again, that's like one of the complaints that people had about Andor. Like, oh, why do we need an Andor show? We know he dies.
It was more just that they could have done anything, and they didn't explore the New Republic at all. They were just like, boom, reset, Starkiller Base. Like, that was... I'm just not a big super weapon fan anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I got super weapon fatigue from Star Wars Legends with the Sun Crusher and the World Devastators and the Galaxy Gun and on and on. And like, it's always a super weapon. The Darksaber, I get it. This big machine blows up a planet. Okay. So the fact that they were like, but this one blows up 5. I was like, oh god.
Oh my god.
I love The Force Awakens.
Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, oh my god.
Oh my god.
I love The Force Awakens, but if I could change one thing, I would get Starkiller Base out of there. The Jedi stuff didn't bug me as much. It did bum me out because I just wanted to see how are things
mm-hmm.
in the past 30 years. Oh, basically the same? Like, okay.
Yeah. Scotty said justice for Ilum, to be honest.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Although that was...
What's Galaxy Gun?
It's a super weapon in Star Wars Legends. But I wanted to point out the Ilum stuff and Starkiller Base. That was one of the most fun kind of theory crafting. They kept dropping breadcrumbs
mm-hmm.
to the idea that planet and Ilum are the same thing. And
Well,
Slowly discovering that was fun.
it was so funny when people started to put two and two together by just looking at the maps and like lining them up. Be like, wait a second,
Yeah.
it's in the same spot. And then there was like all these theories all over the internet for something that's like, yeah, almost absolutely, obviously that's what happened. But everybody was like,
No, I didn't think it was obvious.
well, it was in the same spot on the map.
That was like the first kind of, that's odd. And then they did, and I think it was Star Wars by the Numbers. I was just looking for that book. There's a reference book that shows Starkiller Base's diameter, and it's the same as Ilum's. And I was like, wait what? Like
That's not even a
another
breadcrumb. That's a whole piece of bread.
But then they finally confirmed it in Fallen Order. Mm-hmm. But I think they did even one more thing before Fallen Order confirmed it. But I just thought that was a really fun thing, how they handled it.
Yeah. Gorlax has another super chat here. Thank you, Gorlax. Actual question. Were the inhibitor chips known about after the war? In Rebels, Rex tells Kanan he had his chip removed, and Kanan doesn't seem confused. I think it depends, like...
I don't think we can say either way right now, but that is interesting.
Yeah, it's... probably wasn't something super well known, but I feel like Kanan would know.
Well, it's like if you're telling that story and we're meeting Rex and Wolf and Gregor and we all know about the inhibitor chips and they just need to say, because we hadn't seen the Clone Wars season 7 yet or the Bad Batch, and so there needed to be a line of like, we had our chips removed, look, there's a scar here, and everyone can be like, oh neat, the audience knows. But then if you had Kanan go like, inhibitor chips, and then there's a whole scene where you have to explain this to Kanan, where it's like, that's not really what this scene or episode is about. So I think it's safe to assume Kanan learned somehow, but I don't know, maybe the Bad Batch might answer that question.
Didn't Kanan used to be kind of a booze hound?
Yeah.
Maybe he was like, oh, someone must have told me about that while I was drinking, and I should just pretend like I remembered. Yep. I know about those.
It wouldn't... Totally, your chips. Got it.
Yep.
It wouldn't surprise me if we found out that it became public knowledge. Like, I feel like the Empire could say, now that they've wiped out Camino and all the cloning facilities, they can just say, oh my gosh, the Kaminoans put these chips in the clones and we can't trust them, or something like that. I think there's a chance for it to become public.
Here's a non-Star Wars question that we can get into.
Okay.
Possibly make some friends, lose some friends. Oh my goodness, what just happened?
I just broke it trying to put the front on.
That happens to me all the time when
Oh,
I'm
no.
doing Legos. I'll try to put something in too hard and it'll just snap.
Oh, well, I got it on. And then I got it on just a little too much.
Landon1195 says, thoughts on Phase 4 of the MCU? So, hold on, let me Google and see what Phase 4 has in it.
Basically everything that's come out since Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
This is gonna be...
Oh my gosh, it's a lot. Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man, Multiverse of Madness, Thor, Love and Thunder. What does that say? Black Panther 2, Captain Marvel 2. Wait.
There's also all the shows and stuff, Loki and WandaVision.
Yeah. Guardians 3. Wait.
We haven't gotten to that yet.
Oh, okay. This says Captain Marvel 2, November 11th, 2022.
That was probably the original release date.
Woof. Yeah, WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, What If, Miss Marvel, Hawkeye, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, and then we're gonna get Secret Invasion, Ironheart, Armor Wars, blah blah blah. So, thoughts on Phase 4 so far? It's fine. I get more and more. I get like just tired of all the Marvel shows. But I will say I loved WandaVision. I think that one is still going to be my top favorite Disney Plus Marvel show that's come out so far. She-Hulk is pretty high up there too. I also loved Hawkeye, and I'm devastated for Jeremy Renner, but it sounds like he's going to be able to recover. But I loved their rapport, him and Kate Bishop in that show. The Black Widow movie gave us Florence Pugh in the MCU, which I will forever be grateful for because I loved her. Shang-Chi was really good. That was like the first movie we went and saw in a theater after the pandemic. I think. It was
yeah.
Yeah. First time we went
right.
back to the theater. What do you think?
I'm trying to fix everything that I destroyed. I feel basically the same. We've mostly kept up with everything. I think we just have to watch Black Panther 2. We have not seen that yet, and it comes out on Disney Plus like in a week. So we'll probably just watch that then. I don't know. Part of me feels like I'm going through the motions with Marvel right now. I enjoy everything well enough, but I haven't been like excited, like really, really pumped to go see stuff since Endgame, really. I really liked No Way Home. Shang-Chi was great. There's definitely been movies and shows that I have enjoyed watching, but I don't know. I think I'm feeling a little bit of superhero burnout.
I'm just at this point, for me, I'm at the point where like I will pick and choose what Marvel content I watch from now on. Like I don't feel like I need to see it all anymore because there's just too much to keep up with. Mm-hmm. Like we still haven't seen Black Panther 2. I do want to see that one. We just haven't gotten.
That's what I said, that it comes out next week. So.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, we haven't gotten a chance to watch that. I don't know when Blade is slated to come out, but I am super excited for that.
This year, or maybe it got delayed. Yeah, Blade I'm interested in. Well, what goes there? Oh, God.
I know there was a lot of drama around Thor Love and Thunder. I liked it okay.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one.
It wasn't...
Which tells you kind of what I...
Yeah, I didn't really love Jane's portrayal in that movie, but the humor was great. I thought it was really funny.
I was one of the people that I was like, okay, dial it back a little, Taika.
Yeah. But everybody like complained about the CGI in certain spots and like the kids all getting Thor's power in the end, and I was like
that.
It's based off a comic book. Like it's gonna get silly. I didn't have those complaints about it, but it did seem like it was getting to be a little too wacky for Taika. Quantumania looks kind of cool. I don't know.
I do like the Ant-Man movies. I'm excited for Quantumania. I oh, is that right? Yeah, okay. I have always enjoyed the way they use the shrinking and growing powers. Those movies are just fun to me, and I think they're real creative. But yeah, I'm just kind of like I said, just feel like I'm going through the motions with MCU right now. Mm-hmm. But I think something will probably pull me back in. Where does this go?
The Agatha show, I think, will be the thing that I get the most excited about. That
crap.
And Blade.
This goes way in there.
Oh no.
Oh, I can reach it. Whew. I did it. I fixed it all.
Yay.
Jeez.
Landon has another super chat. Thank you, Landon. Do you think it was a mistake for the sequel trilogy to not have a plan? Yes.
Yeah.
I think everybody would agree.
No, not everyone does. I mean, like, the people who loved the story through and through certainly don't think that it needed a plan. But I do think that in this day and age, because of the MCU, for example, and how it does build to these things, I think the fact that they didn't set up here's what we're gonna do with the sequel trilogy. My bigger, I've said this before, but I feel like they just went, okay, we just bought Star Wars for $4 billion, and the way we're gonna immediately make our money back is through a sequel trilogy. Go. Like, the end. And it's no question of, what do we want to say with Star Wars? What are...
They didn't have time to make a plan, basically.
They did. They were just rushing it. Disney wanted to make their money back.
Yeah.
That's
what I mean. They didn't have time because Disney was rushing it out.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Because Disney, what they did first was set the release dates. They're like, we bought Lucasfilm, and here on 2015, a new Star Wars movie is coming out. Go. You have 3 years. Mm-hmm. And I thought Force Awakens was great. I like Force Awakens a lot. But then it just gets to this point where each director was handing off the reins to someone else. And so JJ was like, here's what I want to say with Star Wars. And then Ryan was like, here's what I want to say with Star Wars. And then Colin Trevorrow was like, here's what I'm going to say with Star Wars. And they were like, no. And they took it back, and then it went to JJ. And then JJ's just, it just didn't feel as cohesive as it could have if they had just said, this person is going to oversee the whole trilogy. Doesn't have to write and direct all of it, but like, because George Lucas didn't write and direct all of the original trilogy, but he was there to say, like, this is what Star Wars is about and what this trilogy means.
He had a vision.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has gone on record saying, I hate writing.
Yeah.
And I'm bad at it. So.
But it's like, that's kind of the give and take of the original Star Wars had a vague plan, and it changed wildly. But George Lucas was always there to say, like, but it's still all within the spirit of what I want to say.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a push and pull in the sequel trilogy.
No Concept in chat says Carrie's passing changed things as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Carrie Fisher passing away was tragic and, like, drastically changed the course of what episode 9 was going to look like. So, well, there's a lot of factors that we'll never know about for sure. But I don't know. I think, yeah, going forward, I think they'll be a little bit better about having a more cohesive plan for things.
I think that is from comments from Kathleen Kennedy, she said something along the lines of, we're looking for partners who want to be in the long haul, who want to stick around, and if they're not going to direct everything or write everything, they're going to oversee it.
Yeah.
They want someone like Jon Favreau is doing for television to kind of guide the Mandoverse and be like, the Mandalorian is central, and then we have the Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew and probably more stuff on the way, but Jon Favreau is the one to oversee it all.
Mm-hmm.
What time is it? Because I just finished another...
7:12.
Then probably should not start another bag, but we can just sit and chill. And let me make sure I didn't...
Antonio Martinez asks, do you think Abeloth was in the Han Solo movie?
No, and here's why.
What? As in, like, the Suma Verminoff?
Uh-huh.
Still got it.
Nice. So I made a reference to that, and I did like an Easter egg video, and I talked about how in the Maw there was this creature called Abeloth, and I was like, I don't think the Suma Verminoff is Abeloth, but it could be a reference to it. And I don't want to no one said anything mean, but someone from Lucasfilm replied to our tweet and said something like "lol Abeloth," and I was like, okay, well that was not a reference. Never mind, I'll take that one back. They said it in a very nice way.
How did I just reach my standing goal?
Hey.
I've been sitting for over an hour. Sometimes I question how these Apple Watches work.
Just got another scam call, thanks.
No, I don't think that was Abeloth.
No, but I appreciate your thought, because I had the same thought.
I think Abeloth is something that they probably won't touch in canon unless it gets brought up in a book or something, like really, like offhandedly.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna cover Abeloth either.
Ooh, I like the idea that if it were brought up in a book or something, it's kind of like, what are those things called? Urban legend in
Sure.
Star Wars.
I mean, that's kind of what I was trying to allude to, is like,
Yeah.
there's this big creature in the mall, and don't go in there, and what could those legends be? But I'm done with bags 8 and 9, and I almost ruined everything, but I fixed it.
Sean Sully said, "No questions, just hello," and sent a super chat in.
Hey, Sully.
Hi, Sean Sully.
Thanks, Sean Sully.
Check out Sean's
scoundrel.
Yeah, check out Sean's Star Wars channel and podcast, Scoundrels Inc. Quick plug. All right, let's catch up on these super chats, and then we gotta go cook dinner. Landon 1195. When should the sequel trilogy have been released? I guess this is like if they had had time.
Yeah. When it was ready. Like, it is frustrating as a Star Wars fan to see the release date. Like, what we're going through right now is frustrating, and I won't pretend it's not. That we're going to get I think 2022? 2023 was the original date? I can't recall. I think it was 2022. After 2019, we were like, okay, we're not going to get a Star Wars movie for 3 years, so everyone, like, let's get ready. It's going to be a while. And now it's 2023, and there's going to be at least 2 more years before we get a Star Wars movie. It is very frustrating to see those dates change, but I would much rather they take the time to tell the story they want to tell instead of trying to race to hit a release date. And that's, I think, someone from the gaming industry, I think one of the Nintendo presidents said, like, a release date is temporary, or a delay is temporary, but a bad game is forever. And I do not want to suggest even that the sequel trilogy is bad. Like, I love it for the parts that I love, and there are definitely parts that I'm like, I wouldn't have done that. But it is what it is. And certainly people love the sequel trilogy, and they should. They should keep liking it and loving it. But I would much rather whatever's coming next, like, just make the best movie you can, and don't make it about, like, the financials of our shareholders need this Star Wars movie to come out right now. And it's always the push and pull of business affecting art. It's frustrating.
I'm hoping that with Bob Iger back, I mean, Bob Iger was in charge when all this was going on, but I think he at least appreciates the creative side of things a little bit more, so maybe going forward, he might be able to have more of a say.
Well, he definitely... I don't want him to have more of a say. I mean, he admitted...
If it's giving them more time for something like that,
Yeah,
then
well, I think that is his call. And I also think that he may have learned that lesson, because he owned up to saying it was a mistake to release Solo in the middle of May, 5 months after another Star Wars movie and right after Avengers Infinity War. Like, there's just a lot going on. So I think hopefully you're right that he's like, take all the time you need. I trust you.
Jane has a good super chat here. What are your thoughts on the Clone Trooper helmet Lego sets? Super excited to get prequel helmets. I think those look great.
Yep.
And just today, we got the Bausch
Boosh.
whatever, however you want to say it.
My world is crumbling around me. I don't know what's right anymore.
I say Bosch.
I've always said Bosch.
The Bosch helmet looks really cool too.
Yeah, all the helmet. We love the helmet series. We have them all, so we'll probably. I mean, at this point, we have to be completionists, so we'll probably build them. But yeah, when Kristen Baver on This Week in Star Wars said Boosh, I was like, this is Tantive all over again. When someone on the Star Wars show pronounced Tantive, and then everyone was like, why did they say it that way? And then they were like, that's how you say it.
No, it was in an audiobook.
Originally, yes. That's what they pointed back to, that audiobook, and said, this is how you pronounce it.
I thought that's when I told you about the pronunciation.
I heard it from the Star Wars show on YouTube.
Okay.
And then Pablo Hidalgo tweeted about it and was like, this is where that pronunciation came from. And I was like, oh, now I have to pronounce it Tantive. And now everyone in the chat or in comments is like, why do you pronounce it that way? And I'm like, because it's the right way. I hate it, but that's how you pronounce it.
Tell us how you really feel.
I hate it, but that's the right way. And I will pronounce it the right way.
Crash Punk has a super chat. Favorite TIE fighter model? I like the TIE Reaper because it has a cool name and it holds Death Troopers. And I wish we got more Death Trooper stuff that has them being cool and badass and not goofy.
I don't think they've ever been goofy. They just haven't been strong as they were in Rogue One.
When they gave them voices to be in, what was that, Rebels? Everybody was like, eh.
They seemed less intimidating.
Yeah.
And they were less intimidating. But I'm going to go TIE Phantom. I always loved that from Rebel Assault 2. I have a deep connection to that game. I talked about it in the Fallen Order stream, but that was like the first Star Wars game I think I ever... maybe not ever played, but I remember saving up to buy it with my money as a youngster. I was like, I'm going to go buy a computer game.
As a youngster.
So I loved Rebel Assault 2, and I loved the TIE Phantom.
I like, we both picked kind of like spooky named ones, Phantom and Reaper. Matthew Emery has the next super chat here. Thank you, Matthew. Will we get a live-action Asajj Ventress? I saw a photo of Kristen Stewart with her head shaved today. Really reminded me of Ventress. Will we get a live-action Ventress? What show would that be possible in? I don't see it.
It'd have to be a Clone Wars era show. Yeah, I don't really see it either. I'd love it.
Yeah, I would too. I think she works better though in animation. Like obviously it would be cool, but there's potential for it to be kind of like what happened with Grand Inquisitor, where he looks a little silly.
Yeah.
Compared to his animated counterpart. So I don't want like the visuals of her to get ruined if they just like get a couple of things off.
I think they could do it. I mean, she definitely has a very extreme design in animation, but I think it could be pulled off. I'm not expecting it. I'm not going to hold my breath.
Yeah. Andy Hodges, thanks for the next super chat. Thoughts on the temple scene in the Mando trailer being Clan Vizsla stealing the Darksaber instead of it being an Order 66 again?
I have heard that theory. I would like that. I just the lighting of that scene. Oh,
well,
also,
Grogu is there.
Well, yeah, there's one shot of Grogu first, and it shows the lightsabers reflecting in his eyes, just like they showed in the Book of Boba Fett. So, to me, it could be trailer trickery, but I think that they are showing more of that flashback.
I think so too.
But I would love to get... They keep dropping Darksaber and Tar Vizsla lore in live action. Mm-hmm. Yeah, do that. Do a freaking, like, a Mandoverse show, but it's a prequel. Like, give us the Darksaber origins in a series. Like, I'd love that. And somehow find a way to inform something that's going to happen in the present day. Like,
you know what?
That'd be good.
I wish they had the time in their schedules and like the money to do this. But like, what if Mando had the ability to have more episodes and we got a whole episode that is set back then?
Yeah.
Because you know how shows will do that sometimes?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like,
it'll be kind of a bottle episode in another time period focused on like a singular character.
Weirdly, like, Apple TV is doing that a lot, where the best episodes of Mythic Quest are focused on other characters, or their flashbacks, or Ted Lasso has that one episode that's all about Coach Beard, and it's not about soccer, it's just about him.
It's
like,
so good too.
Yeah, I would love if Mando just did that. We're like, you know what, this week, here's everything you've ever wanted to know about Tar Vizsla, the first Mandalorian Jedi. Maybe only. Be great.
Let's do it.
Make it happen.
Who do I call?
Kathy, get on it.
Bob Iger. Hit me up. Colin Williamson, thanks for the super chat, has a commute now. Canon audiobook starter pack.
Oh.
Well, if you like Thrawn, the Thrawn audiobooks are great because the voice of Thrawn is really good.
I know you said canon, but I believe you can get all three of the original Legends Thrawn books in audiobook form now, and I do think those would be fun reads before this year of live action television. I think they're probably going to take some inspiration from those books. It won't be a direct adaptation, but I think that you would have fun being able to pick out some of those details and be like, oh, they're kind of matching what they did in this book.
I mean, honestly, like, you could go just about anywhere. The only audiobook that I think I've listened to and been like, that wasn't good, was, I think it was Out of the Shadows.
Yeah, for some reason that one just didn't have the production value.
Yeah, there was no music, there was no sound effects, like, it seemed really rushed, which I think was weird. But any of the High Republic books, start with Light of the Jedi.
Yeah, if you want to, especially as a starter pack, like, if I've never read any Star Wars books before, Light of the Jedi is a great place to start because it's the beginning of a series. It's excellent. I love that book. You can just start there and see if you like it and keep on going.
Princess and the Scoundrel is great too because every chapter is read by either a man or a woman, depending on if it's a Han chapter or a Leia chapter. And then the very end, it's like both of them having a conversation.
That's cute.
It's nice.
Yeah, High Republic, Lost Stars, really anything by Claudia Gray is a safe bet. That's kind of when people ask me, where do I start with the books? Where do I start with the comics? I'm like, Claudia Gray for books, Charles Soule for comics, Cavan Scott I would add to comics too. Like, you can't go wrong with either of them.
Also, all of Delilah Dawson's books
Delilah
have
Dawson writes
really good,
great stories. I love the Alphabet Squadron books, but they are big and they are a time investment, so I don't know if I would recommend starting with that. I don't think I'd call that the starter pack.
Those would be, I think, difficult to only listen to and be able to keep up with. Because, yeah, they are very long. John Booth says, live dangerously and start with Vector Prime.
I love Vector Prime. I mean, that's Legends, to be clear. That's a Legends book. But, man, I remember when that book came out. I loved it so much.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
I mean, that was like I was 13, 14? I can't remember what year it came out exactly, but it's the book where Chewie dies in Legends.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh my god, anything can happen. This is crazy. Like, it was a game-changing book for me as a young Star Wars fan.
Dang.
Womp
womp. All right. You're done.
I'm done. I'm hungry.
I'm all caught up on Super Chats. That's going to do it for this week's LEGO stream. Thank you all so much for tuning in, dealing with our random rants, and thank you so much to everyone who sent in Super Chats. you guys are awesome, and we couldn't do this without you. So
We'll be streaming again. I'll be streaming again on Tuesday.
playing Fallen Order.
Doing Fallen Order. And then Wednesday will be Bad Batch. And then Thursday will be this again.
Yeah. We're doing a lot of live streaming.
Lots of streams.
Boom.
Boosh.
A boosh. All right, guys. Thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you all next week.
See ya.